welcome everybody, and this is the championship tonight of the Formula Renault 3.5 V8s, and we are coming live from SPA Francorchamps. My name is Ashley Marley, and I'm joined in the box tonight by my fellow racer, who's standing in for Dylan tonight, who's still sick with the hectic case of the flu. And I'm joined by Theo Stain. Hi Theo, how are you doing tonight?
How's it good? Can't complain. Always good.
That's great. So we are about to get going. We're just waiting for the guys to put their thumbs up, and I'm sure we're in for another fantastic evening of racing. If it's anything from what we saw on Monday night, I think we're going to be entertaining people all over the net.
Yeah, well, respect to all these guys that's arriving tonight. I've been on the track for a couple of laps, and I don't even get close to their times. Been out of racing for quite some time, but still, it's going to be a good one. By the times I've looked at this afternoon, and a little bit later this afternoon, so an hour ago. So we're up for a very good race. I can tell you that one thing, Ashley.
That's right, and I've done a bit of research on this track. It's one of the fastest motorsports track around the world, with over 19 corners, and one of the quickest tracks on the Formula 1 calendar, with some of the guys you'll probably see reaching up to 300 kilometers an hour down the back straight. Who do you think in this privateer is going to be showing some pace tonight?
There's a couple of guys I've watched this afternoon, and well, I didn't watch all of them, but in general, most of them is setting up a very good lap time. I saw Johan VDV putting up not a very bad time. I think he's going to be very competitive. He may just keep the car on the road, and there is I think it's PMAX Overdrive. Which I also think he's going to be very fast.
Yes, and just looking at the points table, at the moment we have Sly Pete from Rough Riders leading it with 356 points, followed in second position with Colin from Daycol Racing with 220 points. So quite a big difference there between first and second. And then in third position we have Paul with 94 points. Am I looking at here? Yep. He's from the Lone Rangers, followed closely by Vaughan Hill. So from second, third, and fourth, anyone can get that second position. That's up for grabs tonight.
We're looking at Sly Pete. A lot of the guys are doing their outlap there, warming up those tires, and I think they're going to space them quite well, so that they can maximize their the fast lap that they have to do for qualifying. And I think heating up the tires is not a big problem on these cars. They heat up quite quickly. And what I found is some of these cars and the setups the guys are running, the cars are running on the rails. You can obviously see from cars they look very stable, but I think we're looking at Sly Pete, and what I found he's going to do a very good bad lap time by the looks of it, what I saw this afternoon.
Yes, I did some laps around here myself, and was able to get into the high 159s, and I'm hoping to maybe improve that as the qualification happens later on this evening in the Alpha Tier League. My fellow drivers there, Marius and Christopher, were posting times of a 155. A 156, which is a blistering pace, and as you say, that's definitely riding on rails. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to get anywhere near that, but hopefully I'll have a battle in the midfield later on this evening.
As I'm a little bit too ashamed to talk about my times I've done in these laps, I can say that these cars are not made for me, or I'm not made for these cars. Cars are very quick, and your concentration level must be quite high to keep on consistently with lap time. And you know what, I think I'm better with this type of car.
Well, I have had plenty of practice in this vehicle, and I think that's maybe the difference. A lot of these guys have been racing for the last month or so, you have to have ridden this car at least 2 hours to 3 hours to really get a feel for it. It's not something that you can just jump in straight away. It's very technical. As you may know, this is not it's basically an open setup, so everybody has to work quite hard on getting the correct setup for the race. Otherwise, you just lag further and further behind. So a lot of work on that is required on these cars, unlike the saloon cars where it's easier to get away with sort of a basic setup.
Yeah, a lot of guys are running these qualifying with a specific setup and going to do the race on a different setup. We're going to see there's a big time lap time difference between the qualifying and the first couple of laps. But I believe closer to the end of the time, the guys will get closer to their qualifying time as the fuel goes off.
Absolutely. And I wonder if you could just go down up to first position. Who's in front there at the moment? Sorry,
it
my
screen
is...
VDV.
Johan VDD, okay.
Now we just got another one. Stalls have taken first place with 203. Johan VDV.
That's Roberts.
204. He's third place. He parked himself in the garage. We'll see when he's going to come out again. There's Marius, currently on 5th position. And we've got a new leader there for the 202, 123.
Excellent. That's fantastic. And we have someone who's just joined us in the lobby. Is that Carl? Carl, can you hear me?
Yeah, how's it guys? Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, I just popped in to see what was going on before I started my next grid with my next gig with SimGrid. I thought I'd take a sneaky little watch going on here.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thanks for joining us. Well, cameraman Tim unfortunately can't join us this evening, also known as Dylan. He's not feeling too well. As you may know, he's suffering from a bad case of the flu. So Theo and myself have taken the reins, and thank you for joining us quickly. And feel free if you want to say anything or shout out to anyone out there.
No, I think your cameraman Tim's just got a bad case of the man flu. I'm sure you'll be fine. You'll live past it. But I thought I'd just pop in and see how the guys are doing. I mean, I've done one event for you guys, absolutely amazing event. Great to see these cars go around the circuit, especially here at a circuit like SPA Francorchamps, a circuit that's pretty much geared towards these single-seaters and their aero packages. So, and I've obviously spent the day with Sly Pete there. He's been working with me on the karting side. So I thought I'd just have a quick sneak peek and see how you guys are doing. I didn't expect you to call me into the booth, but always nice to chat to you guys. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. I'm sorry I couldn't join you, but unfortunately I've other commitments tonight.
Not a problem. Thanks, Carl, for the kind words. So it looks like we have Vaughan, who's posted a time there of, what is it? I can't really make that out. Maybe Theo, if you can help me. For some reason I have a very bad resolution here on my screen.
So we've got a first place. We've got a 2 minute 8.41, which is 1.5 seconds. Max overdrive. They're sitting with the 1.5 behind him, and then with the 2.5 seconds behind him, sitting with the car number 3. That will down the pit. My apologies. I do not get the names that quickly.
No worries. It looks like Marius is at 4th position. We have Vaughan, Pierre, Roberts, and Marius there. And is that 6th position? It looks like. Let me just pull up my cheat notes here. I think it's the Lone Ranger. Is it Dane? Okay.
Yep.
That's Dane. Right, let's just pan back to my screen here and just see what's going on. So with a couple of minutes left on the clock here, Vaughan seems to be leading out in front. So that's quite a surprise. I was expecting Pete to post a better time. I see he's down in 8th position at the moment. So maybe this is a quick lap. If you could just go down to Pete, let's just see where he is at the moment on the track. And there he is going through the fast right-hander through the back section of SPA Francorchamps, and he's going down to the bus stop. And over here you can pretty much take that corner flat out, and then it's hard down onto the brakes through to the bus stop, and then you start the next lap. Let's see what he posts here.
Yeah, I think some of the guys are running a specific setup for qualifying and some guys don't. The transition from your qualifying lap to your race transition from your qualifying setup to your race setup sometimes can be very, very different. And yeah, some guys just are very much prone to keep the setup with qualifying and the race same. Maybe just dumping a little bit of fuel, and yeah, and that's that.
Yep. Yeah, I think. When I did my setup, I think I only ran about with three laps of fuel. Some guys are running 2. It takes a lap and a half just to get the tires in, and then you can basically give it horns. But I suspect that most of these guys, I definitely will be. Oh, and there goes Vaughan, and he goes into the barriers, but he won't be too worried about that. He's currently in pole position.
Well, Sly Pete, he's got a chance to better his lap time. He's running now currently 2:03, 8.61. And yeah, let's see if he can better the times by a couple of seconds, maybe half a second or so.
Oh, he's pushing there, and he's gone a little bit wide off the track. So I don't think that lap would be valid. So yeah, it looks like he's backing off already. I don't think he will be able to complete the rest of that lap. So yeah, as he goes to the back section here, let's have a look at Marius. Is that Marius in 2nd position?
He's in the pits, so yeah, Montgomery, the guy that's still currently on track. You've got the Johan BDB that's also on track, and you know what, makes up 500 of a second. You can take 6th position away from Sly Pete. Sly Pete still on a good lap, and he better time. He's going to go over the line right now.
Okay, so he's kept on going, so maybe he didn't get a slowdown penalty. But in 7th position, so he wasn't able to improve his time. If we go down to Dane and Jan, that's fine. Dane has crossed the line. Let's have a look at Johan going down the back section of this track. And will he be able to improve his time? Tricky right hand and then left hand through this bus stop chicane. He goes over the line. Well, looks like he's going to do a couple of burnouts.
Yeah, well.
So there you have it. Vaughan has taken pole position, followed by Pierre in 2nd, and it looks like the Rainmaster in 3rd. And Morris was kicked down to 4th, so a good lap there by the Rainmaster at the end. But he'll have a 1 grid start penalty, so that will bring Morris back up to 3rd position on the grid. And then I think that's Stoltz or Robert in 5th position, followed by Dane, then Peter B, then Pete, Jan, Johan, B2B, then followed by Tyler Scott. In 11th position, we have Colin, followed by, is that Memo in 12th, and Donovan, 13th position.
Okay, Ash, it looks like I've got some problems here. If I can just get an invite, please.
What you can do, Theo, is you could just watch on the Discord. We just don't have a director, I suppose. Did you get disconnected?
I believe so, yes.
Oh, that's a pity.
Oh, I'm back in as director.
Okay, you can rejoin again. It's not a problem.
My apologies for that. I do not know why that happened.
Not a problem, Theo. We, at the woes of the internet, and these things sometimes happen. So while we wait for that synchronization to take place, you see the guys are lined up on the grid there, and Vaughan will have the inside line going to the first corner. So we'll just see how Pierre will be able to to try to defend that line also for Morris, because Morris will have a better start starting behind Vaughan. And that's the sync that we've been waiting for. Lights out. Oh, do we have a jump start there by lights out, and away we go. And a good start there. A good start there by Vaughan. And I think Pierre's going to have a bit of a penalty, a drive-through penalty for that jump start. And everybody seems to have got clear through the first corner. So far, so good. Let's see how they go through El Rouge. And side by side is that Vaughan going slightly wide. My mistake, there was the Rainmaster who went slightly wide there. We've got two drivers on the grass. And as they go through the back straights, still no incident so far, so a fairly clean race. We have somebody going pretty slow there through the far section there. The guys are just bunching up at the back here. Tyler going on the inside, and he's side by side with his teammate, Robert. Robert just yields a little bit. Now Tyler looking a bit racy. Just behind, is it Colin? And he's managed to get a slipstream. He goes through the inside. And will he be able to keep his line? Good side-by-side racing by him, and that's Johan that he's actually side-by-side with. And as we shoot back to the beginning, to the front of the field here, that's Colin, and he's in, that's in 6th position at the moment. So it looks like Johan had a bit of a mishap there, so he's missing his front wing. So I wonder if he got together with somebody. Just look at the times here. I'm trying to identify who he got entangled up with. And it looks like it was Colin that him in touch to get. Yep, there he is. Oh, sorry, Dane.
Max,
yeah, I think he's serving his drive-through penalty for that jump start there. And he'll come out just behind his teammate there. So he will have to obviously make a pit stop again. But the guys who've just went into the pits now, they'll be able to go through to the rest of the race on those tires. Fortunately, it's just a matter of if they put enough fuel in. So there we have Slight Pete going off the track a bit there. So he's had a bit of a scary moment there. Maybe a bit too hectic on the power, on the loud pedal, as we call it.
We just lost the Rainmaster by the looks of it. I think him and Johan might be had a get together. Also, he was in 11th place, and Johan BDB in 10th place. So, yeah, I don't know what happened there, but I think if you go through the replay, you'll see something completely different.
So if you could just jump down to 4th position, please, Theo. Let's have a look at that battle going on there. That is Robert, that is ahead of Marius. And then behind Marius, it looks like, is that Colin? Oh, somebody's just gone off there. Okay, they've gone to the pits. So I wonder what happened there. Maybe they've got picked up a bit of damage and they've had to do an early pit stop. So 3 cars now in the pits at the moment, and it looks like Donovan, Marius, and Colin. And I'm just picking up that it looks like Donovan may have been speeding in the pits, and he's now picked up a penalty. So that looks like a bit of repair there on the front wing. Perhaps a bit of aerodynamics. He wasn't in the pits for too long, so I can't imagine he had too much damage. But if you're that close to the pit entrance, you might as well just go in, because with these cars, if there's any slight damage, that will slow you down quite significantly. Vaughn, yeah, back in front, and Vaughn is like he's flying away with this race. And it looks like, if you could just see what sort of gap does he have there over the 2nd place, Theo?
2nd place, 19 seconds behind him, and then 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, there's a couple of seconds between them. Sebastian, almost at Sebastian, my apologies. And I see scored there in 5th position. Those drivers is like 6 seconds, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds. So apart from each other, I'm talking about 2nd to 5th.
So am I right in saying is that Memo in 2nd position?
That ticket, that Memo.
Memo, yes. That's fantastic race for him. I'm sure you'll be excited about that. But it's still a long race to go. Let's see if he manages to maintain that position.
Yeah, well, like I said the last time, a couple of days ago, you know what, and I think the reason why we see Betik's 2nd position is that, you know what, consistency win races. He was a little bit bundled up in the bundle, which obviously made him a little bit slower because of the traffic. And but yeah, I think he's got a 2nd place, good driver, but mainly because he just kept the car on the road.
Absolutely, yeah. Consistency is key to this this type of racing. Yeah, you have to be on the point every single time, especially with these cars. Any slight mistake or any step off the racing line, and you could lose up to half a second, if not more. Yeah, that's the key to the success, I suppose, with any racing. Oh, and there goes somebody wide there. I think that was Robert, if I'm not mistaken, and that's allowed for Pierre to go past him. Pierre, starting with that drive-through penalty, has now moved himself up to 3rd position, so he's doing pretty well for himself, and now he's chasing down Memo. So I can't see the times there. What is Pierre's times at the moment there, Theo?
We've got Vaticus at 22 behind the leader, and then 26. So there's 4 seconds difference between second and third place.
That's fantastic. So he'll be, I'm sure he'll be moving up shortly to second position, or he'll be applying a pressure to Memo shortly. And then we have Johan, who's come back onto the track again. He's after going to the pits for repairs on his front wing. He's now up to 7th position. And as I say that, I think we've lost a driver, and that which has moved him up to 6th position.
Yes, 6th position. I'm trying to remember now. I was wanted to shift to that position, and then somebody just disconnected. I believe it's a disconnection.
Yeah, it looks like we have gremlins in this lobby tonight, unfortunately. So Memo in 2nd position, and in the background there you can see catching him.
Yeah, the gap is now down to 2 seconds.
So Memo is going to be coming under pressure now from Pierre, and he's, as I said, he's gone a bit wide, and that's allowed for Pierre to go through. So no real fight there for Pierre, unfortunately, as Memo went wide and hit in the sand trap.
Yeah, no, I think we've lost a couple of drivers because there's only 9 drivers left, and yeah, it's actually sad to say that, but that is some of the ISPs are getting some issues, and unfortunately we have to deal with it. And with the 9 drivers still, I see Slide Speed now in 8th position. I don't know if he made a mistake, but definitely it's further behind than what it was. I think it's maybe because of the pit stop, and I hope it is all. Let's see what the time that it's been on.
Yeah, he made. So I'm just hearing from Momentum, we've lost Peter B and Donovan, and I think it was Phil as well that we've lost. Oh, and then it looks like Memo has lost the wheel, so he's made a terrible mistake somewhere, and he's going to try limp all the way back to the pits. And I'm just trying to see whereabouts he's on the track. I think he's coming through on the back straight, so not too far, but that will definitely set him back a bit. He's already dropped now to 5th position. Hopefully he can limp all the way back to the pit stop and do a pit stop. Perhaps if he takes a scenic route there, it'll be a little bit quicker. And that's moved Slide Pete up to 7th position.
Memo just went into the pits. Let's see where he's going to come out. The last driver is that's 5 minutes. So he's also the last driver is also in the pits. So we've got 2 people in the pit.
Yeah, Colin looks like Colin's in the pits at the moment. So Johan was actually quite much further behind. He's only going past Memo now. Then he's moved up to 5th position. So that's put now Robert from Team Gestic and his teammate Tyler in 3rd and 4th positions. So a good race for them too. as we ride with Robert here. Taking a very clean line into that bus stop chicane. And he goes over the line to complete another lap.
Guys, also see that Max is matching the lap time. First place and second place lap times. Very close together, so I think that gap is not going to change that much. We will most probably, how many, we've got time remaining 26 minutes.
So if, I suppose Vaughan will have to pit as well. But Pierre had that drive-through penalty, so that won't count. Well, let's keep an eye on Pierre and see if he manages to close down that time. It'll be interesting if let's see what happens in the pit stops to see if anything changes there.
If you're looking at the lap times, the positioning of the car and the difference between the drivers is quite obviously it's a very difficult car to drive, and I think the viewers should understand that you need to concentrate very hard keeping these cars on the road, and the moment you blink your eyes and you're missing your braking point, that can damage your front wing. Then you go to the pit, you can lose a wheel, and then you go back into the pit and you lose like 1 or 2 minutes. So the race is very far from over. 21 seconds is more time that you're going to spend in the pit if you lose a wing or a wheel. So there is still some chance. I'm not trying to speak bad luck to anybody, but that is what can happen. But as far as we go now, I see the gap remains 22 seconds between first and second place.
No, absolutely right. Yeah, this car is a different beast to what we're used to racing in the past, or even if when you raced on Monday nights with those Group A cars. Any sort of mistake, even if you hit a little rubble or anything, you can pick up damage. I mean, these cars are made for low flying, and unfortunately, they're not the most, should I say, flexible cars. I mean, they can't take a beating like we see with the saloon cars. As we ride on board with Tyler Scott here, he's still sitting in. He's sitting nicely in third position, so he managed to get past his teammate Robert. And looks like Robert has dropped down on that last lap. He was doing a 2:21, so he obviously made a slight mistake there, and that's allowed for Tyler to get past.
Yeah, by watching at this view specifically, you can see a little bit more than what most people can see while they're driving. This is my view when I will be driving. Some guys will change to a different view, and they physically sit in the cockpit, which is an extremely difficult view for me as a driver, and I'm trying to see as far ahead as what I can. And with these cars, it's very low. Your field of view obviously changes very much between the top view, if I can call it that one, and a cockpit view.
Yeah, I like to sit in the cockpit myself. It almost gives me a better sense of the speed on which I'm going at. But it's a personal preference. With most of the drivers, just depends what they prefer driving, what style they prefer driving, of course. Yeah, we see Pierre going through El Rouge. Did you manage to go through there flat out, or did you have to back off a bit, Theo?
I think he backed off just a little bit. What I found with these cars, when you're going through a Rouge, you don't have to lift off your accelerator completely, just a little bit, to help the car to pull through the corner, and then you can accelerate a little bit quicker. but I see the gap is also closing now. It was 22 seconds, now 16. I do not know if there's no damage to this car, so maybe just had a bad couple of braking points or something that made him a little bit slower, because I see there's a 209 instead of a 204.
Okay, so he's obviously just made a little mistake somewhere. That's allowed Pierre to catch him a bit. And can you just tell me what the gap between is it Pierre and Tyler is?
The gap is quite quick, quite big. Second place is 14 seconds behind the leader, and third place is 41 seconds behind the leader.
Okay, okay. So it's all right. So looks like Pierre is putting some quick laps here, and he's able to close a bit further on Vaughan. So I've just been told now by our cameraman Tim that there seems to be a problem, or there could be possibly an issue with Vaughan's car. He has come into the pits now, and it was a fairly quick pit stop, so I don't think they're delaying repairs on their vehicle.
Yeah, that was a quick pit stop. Max Overdrive is now first position, and I don't know, will he be pitting again?
He'll has to pit because the first one was a drive-through penalty, so he still has to pit again. So this will be interesting now to see what the lap times are after the pit stop from Vaughan. He's going to be pushing. It's always key to get a good incoming and outgoing lap when you're doing your pit stops. You never know if your opponent or anything is like fighting traffic, or quite possibly could make a mistake in the pit stop, and that's where races are won and lost.
Just help me here, Ash. Was Johan BDP in fifth position and the Sly Pete in fifth position? Was that an overtake?
It looks like, yes, looks like Pete has overtaken Johan for fifth position.
Yeah, if I look at the previous lap from Johan, it was a 208, now it's 207, and Sly Pete now on a 208. So I think the roles was reversed on this lap, where Sly Pete made a mistake on this one and Johan BDP made a mistake on the previous one. And now that is the reason why they are head to head and fighting for position.
Well, this looks like fairly close. So Johan will have a nice slipstream behind Pete. Let's see if he manages to overtake. It looks like Pete has quite a bit of load, perhaps a low downforce on that car. But actually Johan gets past quite easily and regains a position.
Yeah, there's also the thing about the gear ratio. You can switch it to a longer and a shorter one. I prefer the shorter one. With the shorter one, you'll run out of a little bit of rev on the straight, but it gives you a little bit more control around the corners, and as well as with the acceleration. So we might see Sly Pete with a better acceleration out of the corners, and Johan VDV with a better top speed on the straight. But what is the difference between the two gear ratios? And that might be the reason why it is exactly like it is, where Johan is a little bit faster on the straights and Sly Pete a little bit quicker on the corners.
Quite possible, quite possible. But it's also difficult to follow a car around here, especially in the fast sections. I noticed while I was following one, I think it was Marius during practice. I couldn't keep up with him in the quicker section because the car was just unhandleable. Just basically was all over the show, and I actually had to turn off my DRS just to prevent the car from sliding off into the wall. So that is a factor. Oh, and you can see Pete's gone a bit heavy into that braking point.
Yeah, I lost a couple of hundreds there. Yeah, I think he was slipstream and was braking on his normal braking line. He will lose like at the end of the day 2 car lengths more or less, and have to take a major action to get that car not running off the road.
Well, let's see if Pete can get the slipstream from Johan here and repay their favor and overtake him on the fast straight here. Doesn't seem to be closing too quickly, so like you say, Theo, you could have a shorter gear ratio, and that's probably why he's reaching his maximum revs on that long straight. But you'll see now that he'll close in the back of him going through this tight section. So a good race from Johan and Peter so far.
So when I was driving this afternoon as well, you had a little bit of, there's a slight bit running a little bit wide there. I hope it's not going to get a penalty or anything. But what I did find this afternoon is when you open your DRS and close your DRS, you know what, you're so on the limit and your concentration level is so high that sometimes just slips your mind to actually activate your DRS.
Absolutely, that's what happened to me a couple of times, and I went rolling up a rouge. It's not fun. You have to remember, keep reminding yourself, turn off the DRS, turn on the DRS. Otherwise, you could end up in a serious accident.
Yeah, well, Sly Pete is holding that pressure on your VDV, and I don't think going to run away with it. Sly Pete's going to stay behind him. He's got good pace down the straight and good acceleration. And as long as he just can keep the gap there and maybe force a mistake or just be on his wing and make him look in his mirror, maybe on a pure braking point, and that might be a chance to overtake again.
Yeah, looks like Peter got a good run off that first corner, and he seems to be right on the back of Johan this time. Oh, goes a little bit wide, and that's slowed him down a little bit there. He'll have to yield a little bit so he doesn't get a penalty.
Sorry, I'm going to jump here to second place and first place. Oh, that is why. I saw the gap is closing very quickly, and that is the reason why. So I pitched back to the, Max Overdrive is back to the pit, and there we go over the line. Let's see when he's going to come out. Should be like more or less anything from 15 to 20 seconds behind, but let's have a look there quickly.
So Vaughan's able to take the lead again, and it looks like Pierre's still in the pit, so he may be repairing some damage to the vehicle, and that's what slowed him down again. So I see he's now exiting the pits, and he'll have his work cut out now as that gap is now grown up to 13 seconds, 14 seconds again.
Yeah, let's jump to that Johan VDP and Sly Pete. I think there's nice action going on there. Hoping for an overtake, but Johan looks like he's keeping the car very solid, stable, and makes it a little bit difficult for Sly Pete to get close.
As I said, it's very difficult to follow these cars with the hard downforce. You just lose the front end, and it becomes very tricky through the faster sections. So Johan getting a good jump off that line, or that corner, should I say, and seems to be comfortable at the moment, not getting too much pressure from Sly Pete. And then we look at the times. We still have Vaughan in first position, and his best lap was a 2:03. So a pretty good lap there compared to Pierre in second position with a 2:04.1. So Johan now pulling a gap on Peter. So I'm just wondering now, has Johan, yeah, of course he did pit for that broken wing, so he's in actually a good position at the moment. I'm not too sure, I didn't see Robert or Tyler pit, so they could possibly still be going for a pit stop. But I may be wrong there. If I look at Tyler's time on that last lap, it was a 2 minutes 26, so he's made a mistake, and that's allowed for Robert to get past unless he went into the pits.
I didn't see the pit window coming up, so it could have been a mistake.
It's quite possible that he made a mistake, and that's allowed for his teammate Robert to get past. So a good battle going on between those two teammates. And he goes a bit deep into the corner. He manages to cover well. And he will be kicking himself if he did make a mistake there. A slight lock up as he goes through the first corner. Opens the DRS. And flat out down through El Rouge. Who was that, camera, Tim? Sorry, I didn't get that.
It looks like Johan VDV might have a problem there. Slight pit overtook him on the straight. Johan VDV was going very slowly. I don't even made a mistake in a rouge, and because of that, slight pit overtook him. But it looks like Johan VDV is back on pace. Gonna close back on him and maybe go for another pass. He's 9.5 minutes approximately left of this race. Anything can happen, and Max Overdrive is 14 seconds behind. That gap has been there like for the past couple of 2 laps since he pitted. So looks like slight pit for a penalty.
So I wonder if he went, well, we did see him go a bit wide earlier, so I wonder if that was from that. It's only a 1 second penalty, so not too bad. You can actually manage that quite nicely. And I'm just hearing now that the Rainmaster unfortunately forgot to turn off his DRS and lost control and went straight into the wall, and that ended his season. So sorry, Rainmaster. We'll hope to see you in the next championship.
Yeah, I've tried to go through a rouge with my DRS open, and it didn't work for me that well. Hitting the curb on the right hand side a little bit too hard, just by a little bit, but you shouldn't touch the curb with the start. And yeah, it just pushed me out to the left hand side on the second apex on Cherouz, and yeah, almost overturned the car.
Whoa,
there we see slight pit, fading it almost sideways, giving you an opportunity to get a little bit closer.
So yeah, as you said, Johan, looks like Johan made a slight mistake there and has allowed for slight P to get past, but he's had a good run through El Rouge here. And they're side by side as they go through the back straight. And Johan managed to get ahead quite easily there. So Slight Pete will have his work cut out once again.
Yeah, both of them braking a little bit late, but you know what, I think this is confirmation that Slight Pete is running a gear ratio a little bit, the low gear ratio, and Johan VDV is running the larger, not larger, longer gear ratio, and that is why he actually overtook him, and the slipstream actually just helped him.
Yeah, it didn't look like he had much confidence going through El Rouge, so that's where Johan was able to capitalize as well. And gave him a good exit on the top of the hill.
The time difference between 4th place and 5th place was almost something like 25 seconds at one stage. And I see it came down now to 19, 5, 19, what will it be? 15 seconds. No, less,
Yes.
excuse me. Yeah, 15.
So yeah, look at the times there on that last lap. It looked like Robert had a good time, but Piers managed to get him lower, beat that time with doing a 2-minute 4 seconds. And obviously he had a bit of a moment there, Pierre. Maybe pushing a bit hard, trying to catch Vaughan in front.
Yeah, I think Max Overdrive also made a mistake there. He was 14 seconds behind, which is now 29 seconds. So yeah, there was a mistake that we didn't force. And yeah, so Max Overdrive is a little bit further away from first position. So yeah, well, you know what? We're gonna see if he can just stay where he is and don't make any more big mistakes. Because third place. Well, third place is like quite far away from him, a little bit over 30 seconds. And then the fight between Johan and BDB, and it's like, oh, there's somebody else that. Well, it's not Sly Pete and it's not Johan. I think it was a back marker, maybe just trying to get out of the way.
Memo. I think it was Memo. I think he's lost his wheel again, unfortunately. And he may have just parked it. Oh, there he is. So going from third position, so it was his second position, he's now dropped right down to the back. So if you just go to, oh there's Pierre has just gone in the pit, so I wonder if he's picked up damage now. And he's changing tyres and putting fuel in. Nope, it looks like just a bit of repair work going on there. So where's Tyler now? Tyler is coming down the back and is coming through the chicane. And this could possibly put him into second position. So that means Robert has actually made a mistake, because I see Robert's right down in sixth position now. Oh, and that's why. Just as you mentioned, anything can happen in this race, Theo, and there's evidence of it. Robert has made a mistake and he's lost the front wheel, and he now will try to limp to the pits, but that car is almost impossible to drive. So that means Sly Pete has moved up to a podium position in third. So after all that mishaps in the beginning of the race, he's done well to move up to third position.
Yeah, I see a 217 from Johan BDV on the previous lap. I don't know if he made a mistake. Maybe, yeah, not damage. I think it was just a bad mistake.
Looks like he just collected somebody's tyre there, so that could have been Robert's tyre that he collected, and that's probably caused him to slow down. And he might be perhaps limping to the... Though he seems to be going fine at the moment.
Well, 3 minutes left, and we can see Max Overdrive should be start catching Sly Pete. It's 4 seconds difference, 4 and a little bit. And Max Overdrive, we know he's quick on this track. He can keep it together. He's got 2 minutes 50 seconds to get close to Sly Pete and overtake him for podium position, third place.
And let's not forget that Sly Pete has that 1 second penalty, so he just has to close that gap within 1 second, or less than 1 second, and he can win this. He can get that final podium position.
Exactly. So yeah, you know what? I don't think it's a commentator's curse, but by saying anything can happen. But at the end of the day, you need to concentrate 24/7 on this track with these cars. The moment you lose a little bit of concentration, missing a braking point, you might just lose a wheel or a wing. And once that happens, you're going to struggle getting to the pits, and it's going to cost you a lot of time fixing the problem.
Absolutely right there. So we're down to our final couple of laps of this race, and a good race by Vaughan. Hasn't really had any issues, and he crosses the line there, and he'll probably be starting his final lap.
Yeah, all that he needs to do is keep on the road, keep it on the road. He's at the lead of 1 minute 16 seconds. What a drive from him. So 1 minute 16, 17 seconds gives him more than enough time not to take any risk or chances or pushing the car too hard. But I believe that if you stop pushing the car, that is when you started to make mistakes. That happened a couple of times with me.
I think we've all been there, pushing too hard. So yeah, it's just being consistent, smooth, and that's paid off for Vaughan.
Well, in all fairness, he's first position from the start, except when he was going to the pit and Max Overdrive took his position for a couple of laps, and then when Max went to the pit, then he taken the first position. So all hands to him. It was very, very good drive from him. Most of the race was first position, and I believe he honestly deserves this podium first position.
And I think that Podium will actually moving to second in the championship, as the Rainmaster has obviously crashed out, and Colin hasn't had a very good race himself. Colin is, I think he's way back. Okay, he's in 7th position at the moment, so they could be very close.
We missed this one. Max Overdrive overtakes Fly Speed for 3rd position on the podium. You don't want to miss first position going over the finish line. Let's give him the honors.
Well done, Vaughan. Excellent race there, young man. If you go back into 2nd position, here comes Tyler, and that is a good finish for him. Still half a lap to go. And Sly Pit must be feeling a bit sour for not being able to keep that podium position.
Yeah, well, not much time left on this race. So yeah, we're just gonna wait for 2nd and 3rd place to finish going over the line. They've got 100 seconds to complete. And you know what? All in all, I think it was a good drive to the guys who actually finished. Not a very easy race, is it?
No, this track is very tricky. It just seems to be a longer race than any other track. So there's Tyler coming through the bus stop chicane for the last time. Locks it up a bit. We won't be worried about that. Cleanly exits, and he's over the line for a good, well-deserved 2nd position, followed by Pierre, who has managed to catch him in the end, and then Sly Pete, and a well-deserved 4th. Whoa! Crosses the line at the end there, and there's Johan finishing in a well-deserved 5th position. And there we have it. Vaughan picking up 1st position there, followed by Tyler in 2nd position. Then Pierre with the final podium. Sly Pete in 4th. Johan 5th. Colin in 6th position. Robert in 7th. Dane in 8th. And Memo in 9th. Well, thank you guys for joining us for this privateer race. for the final race of the championship. And
Yeah,
thank
and
you,
then,
Theo, for joining us too.
No, not a
If we just-
problem.
Hopefully, we can just get the drivers into the lobby.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Vaughan, can you hear us?
Fucking glorious.
Can you guys hear me?
Okay, guys, thank you very
Yes,
much.
we can.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Vaughan, can you hear me? I can hear you loud.
Good one.
You obviously can't
So,
hear me.
Vaughan,
I don't know.
a sensational race there by you, not having much pressure there.
Yeah.
That's not a problem.
Pretty.
Can you hear me, Vaughan?
I can, yes. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Cool.
I can hear you, Vaughan. Can you just tell us how your race was? You seem to be steaming away in front there.
Yeah, I actually had a good qualifying session. I think I got a good tow from somebody, so I managed to put it on pole, and yeah, got a good start. And then yeah, that was pretty much it. No mistakes, well, minimal mistakes, but slow and steady. Yeah, it was actually great fun. Glad I got a win, last race of the season.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It was overdue, Vaughan.
Yeah, had some bad luck, but thanks, man. I
And
appreciate it.
then, Piers, you were in second position there, but it looked like you made a mistake. Can you talk us through what happened there?
Pierre, can you hear us?
Well, it doesn't seem that Pierre can hear us. Let's go over to Sly Pete. Sly Pete, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So a good win to the championship there. I think you did finish well ahead of everybody on the points table, but unfortunately a bit of a terrible race for you. Can you tell us a little bit more what happened at the beginning?
Yeah, absolutely. Just no preparation from my side. So yeah, I just walked into this race, actually tested my race setup in qualifying. And yeah, just went for it. Just went to have some fun and let the boys race in front. I just wanted to say to the guys, thank you very much. It was an awesome championship. You know, a lot of bad luck for these guys, DCs and things like that, and silly mistakes. Also, it would have been a lot closer, I think, eh? But well done, everyone.
Yeah, thanks. It was good fun.
Well, thank you, Pete, for participating in the championship, and well done on your win. If I could just get
Thank you.
Tyler, are you there? Can you hear us?
I think I'm gonna go out. Maybe it's something with that. Cheers, guys. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, cheers. Cheers, guys. Awesome.
Tyler, can you hear me? Well, Pierre, coming back to you, to that question, what seemed to happen in your race? Okay, guys, we do seem to have a bit of an internet issue this evening, so I think we're just going to leave it at there. Thank you for joining us. Please stay tuned for the Alpha Tier race coming up next.
we go. So, are we ready to go? Is there anybody with any flashing issues?
Shoot it in.
Brilliant. Right, well, let me just get the okay.
Let's have a huge access.
Ready.
Just be careful from that first turn wall. Close to that
Oh yeah, on the right hand side, yeah.
Just be careful there. I saw someone did it in Bravo lobby.
Yeah. Just take it nice and easy up until like right. Let's ready to go.
Like left feet.
Yeah, that's three. You can go to full throttle.
Twins.
Say again, Dylan. Hallo Jacques, hoe gaan het? Jacques, ek kan jou hoor.
The click op die join stream.
Ja, asseblief Jacques, as jy die video kan oopmaak, dan kan jy comment uit. Good day. We're sitting with Tier 1 today now here, and Ashley is racing today, so please join me in this lobby. Darge, known as Malmoer, how are you today?
Alright, thank you.
Ja, alles in orde, alles in orde. Ons kyk na hierdie tier 1 races. Ek dink jy het baie meer input om te gee as ek oor die manne wat vandag ry. En dit gaan 'n baie tyd race wees.
Ja, ek het vir 'n paar seisoene saam met hulle gehardloop. Die manne heeft hoor speel nie om eerlik te wees. Ek dink Christopher het klaar die championship gerap. Dis maar net vir hom race om klaar te maak. Dit maar die fight agter.
Ja, as ons nou kan sien, as jy nou die tier 1 gejoin, hy gaan ry. Op hierdie stadium sien ek hy meeste van die manne het nou besig met hulle outklip en die eerste plek Marius is daar op 57. Wat dink jy is die tye wat hulle gaan hardloop gedurende die reis?
Soos ek van aflei vanmiddag praat hulle van so 58 na 59 race pace en omtrent 55, 56 op qualifying. Maar Christopher sien ek klaar 156 gekry. So ja, hulle gaan nogal vlieg.
Ja, ek sien hy is in die pits en weer uit die pits uit. So kom ons kyk wat doen hy nou met die outlap en dan weer met die vinnige lap. En as ons so afgaan in die as jy ons kan deurvat saam met die ouens wat van eerste tot 15, ek sien daar's 15 ouens in hierdie lobby. As jy ons kan deurvat, ek dink jy ken die karre, die groepe en die spanne ken jy baie beter as ek.
Okay, so kyk ons Christopher, hy is deesdae deel van die Green Mambas saam met Jake. Marius Silverback Racing, hy het altyd saam met Bruno gery, maar Bruno is deesdae op SPA Francorchamps. Kevin. So het ons vir Ross, ek dink hy is deesdae saam met Steven as ek dit verkeerd het nie. Kyk, so dan sou vir my ietsie gestuur het. En so is Christopher se ander teammate, Jakes wat die kakkie. Brandon. Moves up a position.
Okay, daar's Ash daarso in wat se posisie is daar? Hy is nou 9de posisie met 'n 2 meter wat hy gehardloop het. Oor hierdie baan, hy gaan nou oor die wenstreep gaan. En dan gaan ons van daar af kyk of hy sy tyd kan verbeter. Sien Jakes is in die pit, en Marius is tweede plek. En daar sien ons Ash wat nou weer in die pit ingaan. En nou gaan hy weer uit, bietjie op die graspaad geplaas, bietjie gras gesny, ek ken hom as Vlam. So kom ons kyk, daar is hy weer in die garage. So kom ek weet nie wat die tyd dat hy op sit, so hy sit tydelik is in die pit in 10de plek. Met 'n 159.
Louis Boys, Craig.
Nou, as ons daar kan gaan na Marius, kyk waar is Marius op die baan, miskien kan hy sy tyd verbeter. Ek het vanmiddag vir Marius gesien op die baan, en hom 'n bietjie gevolg terwyl hy gery het, en dit is my baie gelyk asof hy lyk soos 'n trein op spore, soos dat die kar hierdie draaie druk, en hy's baie vinnig op die accelerator, hy breek so min as wat hy kan, maar as hy breek hy hard, en as hy accelerator hy ook hard.
Nee, dit is ongelooflik hoe van hierdie topmanne, ek weet nie, die confidence is baie hoog om die bespoedier van die draaie te draai. Ek was gisteraand bietjie op die baan met dieselfde kar, maar ek was nie na by die tyd nie. My vinnigste was 2:0 punt. Ek is bietjie ver weg.
Ek moet nie slag voel nie, ek is net so ver weg. Ek dink ek doen met 206 en dit is maar my konstante spoed wat ek het met hierdie Renault op die baan. Ek is nie gebou vir die kar nie, of die kar is nie gebou vir my nie. Ek is baie stadig vir die karre en ek dink as ek hierdie kampioenskap moes inteken sou ek teen die laaste geëindig het. Maar as dit nou kan sien Marius wat daar deur 'n rouge gaan, ek sien daar's iemand voor hom. Ek kan nou nie sien wie dit is nie, ek ken nie die karre so goed nie. Maar hy is op 'n vinnige lap en is dit die oukei. En dan gaan ons maar kyk of hy vir Podium kan kom sonder enige probleme. En miskien sit hy nog 'n vinniger tyd op wat dit is nog hoe lank. Ek kan ongelukkig nou nie sien nie.
Ja, so 40 sekondes, so dit is op sy laaste lap.
So dit is op sy laaste lap, ja. So ek
Ja.
nie my word opgehou nie. Marius is relatief vinnig. Iemand voor Marius sal definitief woorde kry oor die chat binne in die groep. Ek is agter jou. Ja, hy sommer put. Ja nee, hy verdwyn sommer. Marius is relatief vinnig deur hierdie draaie. Hy is op rails. So hy gaan hierdie kar net druk so hard as hy kan. Ek weet nie wat sy tyd is. Ek die verskil op die tyd heidaglik is nie, maar daar is 'n paar sekondes voor aan die einde.
Lendl het tweede gevat om nou sien. As jy kyk,
Daar staan hy verloor dit so. Marius gaan eindig op die einde vandag op derde plek. Ek sien Gavin nog op die baan, Ash nog op die baan. Ek dink Ash kan nog vinniger gaan as dit. Ek het al vir Ash gesien baie goeie tye opsit. Ek dink dit was 'n 156 amper 1561 wat ek vir Ash gesien het vanmiddag wat hy opgesit het. Kom ons kyk of hy dit kan doen. Ons sit vir Gavin so. Hy gaan nou oor die lyn gaan met 'n paar sekondes wat nog oorbly. En hy bly daar op derde plek toe, Marius op vierde plek toe. En as Ash 'n baie goeie tyd is om toe kan spring in agste plek. As ons vir Ash kan kry om sy tyd te verbeter en dalk miskien vinniger is as 'n 157.984. Kom ons call dit maar stryd voort. Dit is 'n 158. As hy vinniger as dit is, dan kan Marius homself kry in vyfde plek. Daar spin hy uit.
Daar spin hy terug. Dis al wat
Ja, ek dink hy sit 'n bietjie excitement.
Ja.
Daai bietjie is te veel, so ons sit daar met Brandon. Sy tyd is verby en ja, kom ons wag dat die manne oplyn op die grid. En dan kan ons van daar af sien daar ons folder in eerste plek, tweede, derde plek is Gavin, Marius vierde plek. Jakes vat die kakkie vyfde plek en Brandon sit in sesde. Dan gaan die manne nou sinkroniseer vir die reis as ons kan gaan na 6 of 7de plek toe. Dan kan ons van daar af kyk as daar die ouens aan die agterkant mekaar verbyvat en ook dan kan ons die reis van vooruit sien tot op draai nommer 1.
Ja, ek dink vir die kykers daar buite. Vir die kykers daar buite. It's the first. Your guys here some Afrikaans tonight.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of Afrikaans commentating this evening. So yeah, let's have a look at corner number 1. The guys going to synchronize any second now. Currently the camera is on position number 11. 11. Position number 7. We're going to see the start of the race most probably from the front and see what's happening through the first corner. And then obviously some of the back guys got a good pull away. There, I think we're synchronizing right now. Yeah, there we are. And then we're going to go and what's going to happen. I hope the first lap incident. There we go, and we've got a slight slower, and then we've got definitely Marius out there. There do some wheels. Marius is in third place. Brandon fourth place. Jake Patikak in fifth. And we can see Marius has taken over the second position as well. Gav third position, Brandon in fourth. Jake overtakes just Brandon just now. So let's go through a route and be sitting there with Brandon in fifth place, Gavin third, going to stabilize right now. Morris in second, just on the backside. Gavin is a couple of seconds behind that, and then all in a straight line. I don't know if anybody have lost a wheel or something, but I see Flom in position number 15. There we've got somebody sitting out. Feel free jumping in, please, because you know the drivers better than me. So Jake's Patikakni, we can see in the fourth position. Obviously, he's going to push that car as hard as he can. Most of these drivers on rails on the track. You can see they're taking smooth lines around the corners, accelerate as much as they can, and then we can see right just behind Jake. As we can see, Lendl had a little bit of a bad start. I think he lost a couple of positions, but he's made up a couple that the first opening lap. Morris dropping off a little bit there from second position, as I'm just looking at the time there, but Lendl will definitely pushing that car very hard, and Jake's probably going to push just as hard. And Lendl is on his backside, on the braking marker, on the braking point, giving yes, and then both of them going right there through smoothly. It looks like Jake and Steven got penalties there, so we'll have a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna have a little bit. Have a look at it later, and he's trying to challenge him for that position. Braking late, taking that corner very, very, very tight. And some smoke from those tires, but he's on the slipstream from Jake's and going through a rouge, very, very difficult corner to go through, especially full speed. I think these guys are running the long ratios, so top speed at the end of the day, at the end of the straight, will be quite massive. Can we just jump there back to first position and second position? Just want to physically see the gap between them. On the screen it took about 2 seconds. So that is
1.7.
Yeah, 1.7 seconds. Yeah, that is that's quite a big gap between these guys. Not easy to make up. Thinking that the time difference between them on qualifying was so low, and they are definitely going to push as hard as they can. Then we go to Brandon. You can go to Brandon. Then we've got to Brandon. Oh, he's chasing down Ross. If I've got my name right here. And he's taking, yeah, and definitely he's going to see. Let's see if he's going to keep that position. Yes, he does. Maybe Ross just gave him a little bit more space than he was needed to. Putting Ross also in a difficult position.
Craig.
Because Craig is right behind him and Steven is behind Craig. So as 25 seconds behind. Oh, so yes, it's quite far back. But we're looking at the fight now between Ross, Craig, and Steven.
I wonder if Craig, maybe Ross got some damage or something. It's almost if he doesn't have top speed.
Yeah, we're going to
check. Steven also passed him.
He's overshooting the corner by a little bit more margin there. Good acceleration, and looks like we needed Steven.
Yeah, Ross went into the pits now.
It is Ross that went into the pits.
They have some damage.
Okay, yeah, there we can see Lendl chasing down Jakes, and that is going to be a good fight, as I can see it coming, defending a little bit towards the middle of the road, and then trying to overtake him on the inside, cutting back on the and the cutback did not work that well, so he's going to stay behind him through these couple of corners. The best chance he's going to get to overtake him now is on the back straight, unless Jake makes a little bit of a mistake, but of course Jake. But yeah, Lendl is close back on his wing, and we're going to go through a couple of corners. He's going to stick to that rear wing like glue, and going around those corners, you can see those cars are very, very stable. And these guys are a little bit of history in that. What do you say?
Yeah, I must say Lendl joined us this year during the V8 Supercar series. And he's actually quite a good driver, I must say. He's competitive and pressurize you if he wants. But it almost seems if he backed out again, just to give him some space, he can try another attack again on Jake.
Yeah, staying in the slipstream in these cars, the car at the back is a little bit very difficult to keep on the road, and yeah, you need to brake a little bit earlier and creating an opportunity to do a proper pass. Now as we can, now as we can see Lindell just moving a little bit further away, but it looks like he's gaining up on the corner. Jake's got a little bit of lock up there. Lindell is going to stick to that rear wing through Rouge. Maybe if I were him, I'll just back off a little bit, avoiding that slipstream through Rouge. That can be very, very difficult, and see if you can catch him on the straight with a slipstream. Maybe there's a gear ratio difference, we don't know that. But Jake doesn't look like he's defending that much, so he's comfortable with the lap. Then we can go to Brandon there. There's Marius in second place, and Gav is right behind him, chasing him down. There's a second between them, and looks like, yes, Gavin is catching Marius. That is not bad to see. Competition is always welcome. So with Marius there going through the Estes and keeping his car quite very, very, very tight, running it a little bit, not too wide. Would love to see that guys just before the ripple strip. These cars do not like those ripple strips. So yeah, keep it away, and then we can definitely see Gavin is pushing very, very hard, trying to get past Marius. Should be able to line him up. He has a very good exit, which is extremely important on the back straight. To have a good top speed at the end, you have to have a very good exit there. This is a full throttle turn for most of the guys, and there we go. He's put himself on the left-hand side of Marius. I think not close enough, and Marius is going to go through the aces for the start-finish line with with Gavin right on his backside. So yeah, good for him to keep it there. So taking that corner very, very, very tight again, and I don't know if he's going to stay on his rear wing through a Rouge. I always try and prevent that. For me to keep the car, especially behind another car through a Rouge, is difficult. And then I think he ran wide a little bit there, pushing it very, very, very hard, trying to catch a slipstream, and maybe trying for a pass on the end of the straight. Jock, you've had a couple of battles with Marius. What do you think? How does it feel to being stuck behind Marius and his defending capabilities?
It's more of maybe Marius behind me and I defend Marius.
Well, okay.
Nee, kyk, hulle kan jou bietjie druk en jou dit is nie lekker om hulle in jou nek te hê nie.
Ja,
hulle is baie consistent. Hulle is baie.
I think Gav have made a little bit of mistake there. He's lost the gap completely between those two. And I see where there's another good fight. Let's go to Steven and Ash, in 9th position. You know what, Steven and Ash, those two guys are my nemesis. Our speeds are very, very close, and whichever car we drive, wherever we drive, myself, Steven and Ash, I don't know, it's like we are bound to get together on the same corner most of the time, most of the circuit, most of the races. So yeah, between Steven and Ash, there is not much difference in the driving style. Both of them are very, very, very quick, and they are not afraid to push the car to the limit. And believe me, if they are on your rear wing or on your rear bumper, they're going to stay there and they're going to stick there. So also see a lot of penalties on the left-hand side. I see most of the numbers that I see is red. You can go to timing. You can go to timing down at the bottom. There we can see a lot of penalties. I think the guys are pushing very hard. I see this 4 second, 5 second patrol, 6 seconds. Just just added one as I spoke to him. Spoke about him. And yeah, he's Sol has got a 6 second penalty. Yes. And then Brandon's got a 2 penalty. Mare is sitting with a 4 second penalty. Very few drivers. I see Craig there, Tabasco Troy, a few guys sitting there without penalties. You can exit that screen. So yeah, so now we know why I think these guys are pushing these cars to the limits on this track. Jock?
Yeah, I noticed the track penalties are quite ridiculous on some of these. Yeah, it's all about trying to keep inside the track limits rather. Because at the end of the day, get a guy to just will sit in that second or two bracket behind you so we know we can gain a position without pushing too hard.
Yeah, well, exactly what I said there. We've got Ash there who's was commentating me on the previous race, with me in the previous race. He is on the back of Steven, and he is very, very, very close. He's pushing. He wants Steven to look in the mirrors and make a mistake, missing the break point. But these guys have been in the game for quite some time, so I don't think that he's going to scare Steven a little bit. He's going to concentrate what's going on in front of him, defending as far as he can. He will be able to open up those DRS and see if Ash can get closer. Well, he can't get any closer. He needs to find a way overtake Steven. Being on the brakes, these guys know where to brake, and he's trying to get on the inside as quickly, accelerated very quickly, and then yeah, both of them very good through those corners. Let's see how they're going to take corner number 1, and I'm seeing Ash trying to show his nose to Steven. Steven don't want any of that, so Steven is just going to keep on driving that car, and will be surprised Steven pulls away. Yes, he does a little bit, but Ash is quite quick through Rouge. He's running wide. Oh, and there's oh no.
That's a dirty air.
That is a dirty air. That is what I'm saying. If I am behind the guy in Rouge, I will give him space. For me, that's important because we just saw what happened to Ash now. Very, very unfortunate. Ash was pushing very hard. Definitely that car is going to go to the pits for repairs. And we can see Jake's also there in 4th place, also sitting with a couple of penalties. It looks like he's a little bit alone there, where in 4th place he is. And he's quite like 5 seconds behind. What happened to Lendl?
I don't know whether Lendl pitted or did he got some damage, but yeah, he's down in 12 at the moment.
Well, if I'm looking at the previous, is at the time, the previous lap time, 3 minutes, 3 seconds. I think he might have pitted maybe. So if he pitted a little bit earlier, let's see what other guys are doing. And then we are currently we are with Jake. I can see the gap remains like 5 seconds between Jakes and Gav. Going through a rouge there, keeping it very tight, trying to accelerate as quick as he can. He keeps it clean, not overdriving the car, oversteering the car. And yeah, it looks like the gap is going to remain what it is, 13, 14, 13, 15, 17. Yeah, the gap remains at close to 5 seconds. And then we go to, I always say a folder. There we see the camera. Yeah, there we sit with Gavin. I don't know Gav that well. Apologies to say that I haven't driven against him. Did he also join? Did he join? Did he join with this series? Or?
He did race on the previous V8s, but yeah, I think maybe Bravo Tier O there's some lag or some lag from Gavin. But Few, this ain't the same Gavin that used to practice with you.
No, I know that. I know it's not the same Gavin. Yeah, I know the other Gavin very well. He also raced with me. I've helped him a lot in a lot of the races previously, especially with the Janetta and the V8. Guys normally ask me to help them a little bit with the setups and those type of things. And I'm a good teacher, but I'm not a very good driver. So people sometimes listen to me. We switch back to Brandon there. Where is Brandon? Brandon is position number?
Fifth. He's
Fifth
fifth in a
position.
moment.
Fifth in a moment. So
you
yeah,
can also
as our cameraman is telling us, Brandon is closing the gap to Jake. It is now down to 3 seconds, the gap, and if Brandon is going to keep that up, he is definitely going to catch him. Definitely. So he's running now over the line. Looks like 2 minutes.
Second quicker again.
Yeah, again a second quicker. 1.5 seconds actually. To be more precise, there we can see for Jake's in the front of him. If we're gonna, Jake's keep it close. He's touching that curve there. I actually don't try to touch that curve because if you touch that curve a little bit too hard, it unsettles the car for me too much, and then obviously my exit is way off. Then the worst thing is to catch the second apex on Cheroos, and that will definitely throw you out. You're running now with Jakes. So yeah, 1.5 seconds slower the previous lap than Brandon. So Brandon should be actually catching him very quickly. Let's see if that gap remains the same. And yeah, for a middle driver, if I can say, he is extremely quick. Normally, you know what? There's a couple of seconds between my time and Jake's time. Very good driver all around. You just put a wheel in his hand and 2 wheels on each side. One left front, left rear, right rear, and he will be quick.
Yeah, like I always said, the natural. No matter what setup you give to him, you can give him a dirt car setup on this formula and he will be quick.
Oh yes, no, definitely. I see the first place I've opened the gap there, 6.6 seconds. I'm just talking about it. So there, and we've got Marius behind him, 6 seconds. Behind Marius, we're sitting with Gav, and Jake's right behind him. Brandon is catching Jake's, which is currently in 5th position. So yeah.
Already entering the pit straight.
Yeah, he's already ending the pit straight. So yeah, he's definitely catching him.
Yeah,
we're going to have
second quicker.
And again, second quicker. Yeah. So by the looks of it, he should be catching him within the next 2.5 laps. He should be on his rear wing if he carries on like this.
Troy. Dink as ons bietjie Afrikaans praat vir jou.
Yes, okay, there we sit with Troy, Tabasco Troy. Also, I've learned to, well, I've seen him driving a couple of times. Currently sitting, Troy currently sitting in 8th position. I have to apologize and ask this question, who is chasing him? Oh, there we can see Troy is going off the road and obviously losing 1 position there. So he should actually just chill and at the end of the day get his mindset back to the race. Don't go too slowly. Tabasco Troy is a very good driver. I see him driving a couple of cars, couple of laps, and always difficult to overtake.
Just gonna run to Jake's and a little bit of a Troy to Jake's. I see that gap is closing.
Yeah, this gap's closing very. You know, I said 2.5 laps maybe, and it looks like I was completely wrong by saying that. You know what? We're sitting with 1 lap, and then he's on his rear wing. Go around this corner. He's running not a little bit wide. He's running the perfect line on the slipstream. He's going to brake as late as what he can. Oh yes, he was trying to defend obviously, and Jake he decided to go into the pits. So he's going to do his pit stop. He will let Brandon go past, and I see Morris taking first position because of also first position have pitted. So we've got now two guys in the pits there. They're going to do their pit stops. I hope there's not much repairs to be done. And then currently, provisionally, we've got Morris in first and Brandon in second. Brandon overtakes Jakes just because of a mistake, and because of that mistake, Jakes decided to go into the pits. So if we can go, we see Steven as well going into the pits now. That will also promote a couple of drivers temporarily until they pit. Or yeah, let's see what's going on there. Morris, we're watching him right now, doing a 159 on the previous lap.
I see
Right.
Lendl is closing Terry. If I'm correct, I think Temp is Terry.
I think we just lost him. I think we just lost him. Oh no, there he is in seventh position.
Oh, Alex.
Is it Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Darren
Tabasco.
lost the wheel. He lost the
Oh,
wheel.
that's why. Okay. I thought it was a disconnection because suddenly I saw a driver disappear and it was just Gavin who lost the wheel. I think, I don't know how it happened. He wasn't there with the camera. But yeah, he lost the wheel. Obviously, he's going to go into the pits repairing that wheel. Someone two guys. Let's take it slow there.
That's probably Mario.
Yeah, it will be. Yes. Oh, so yeah, there Morris also in the pits now with him. Morris going to lose a couple, maybe a second and a half because of that. But let's see, the gap between first and second place was, I think,
Brandon
six and
also
a half
came into the
seconds.
pits now.
So yeah, Brandon is also in the pits. So overshot the pit, so he had to put the car in reverse a little bit. There we go, Morris. Let's see where Morris comes out.
There, Christopher passes just now.
Okay, yes, and he's back in first place. I can see Morris now 2 seconds behind him. Morris still have to build up a little bit speed to go through a rouge and to keep that distance. Yeah, I think when he went past Morris was 2 seconds. Now it's 10 seconds, 11 seconds, and we will get down. Yeah, I think the time difference there between first and second is now definitely 10 seconds. Let's see if it closes down or is going to increase. Well, Brandon is in third place. Jake Patikakni in fourth place. Yeah, so there is Brandon. We're sitting with Brandon right now. Looks like a very lonely race for him where he is right now. And Brandon is 14 seconds behind second place. And Jake Patikakni, he is just 5 seconds behind Brandon. So Jake's gonna catch Brandon again. Let's have a look and see. It looks like Jake's is a little bit faster on this track, Jock.
Yeah, we at times pass the pit straight again. We'll see, but yeah, okay, at the moment Jakes is definitely not closing that gap. And he's actually pulling away from.
We're driving with Steven right now. I don't know if Steven may. Yeah, there is Steven, and behind Steven, help me there. Behind Steven,
It's
there.
Alex.
Is it Alex? Okay, my apologies for not knowing the drivers that well. Obviously, Steven there running a little bit wide. He's going to try and cut back as quick as he can to block the overtake. Oh, it could be lag. You're right. It could be lag, but yeah. Yeah. On his rear wing. A lot of guys running wide here, and if they run wide, it's a very, very easy overtake. So Steven he's running a little bit wide there. I think by the looks of it, he's trying to defend his line. yeah, but you know what? Both of the guys are on the straights, and the DRS is open. It's a completely different story. With a dirty air behind the car, going through a fast left-hander that's going to come up here in front. Let's see if there is going to be an opportunity for overtake. Looks very close. He's cutting back to the left-hand side. Well, there's a lot of lag by the looks of it.
Yeah, no. Like a lag cut back. That's what
Yeah, no. So yes, currently we're running with Lendl. Lendl there in 8th place, and he's 2 seconds
He's catching
quicker.
up to Alex, yeah.
Yeah, he's 2 seconds quicker than Alex. So you know that I said, you know, Steven looked like Steven was running a lonely race there in 6th place, but I see Lendl is going to join that group not very far from now, coming through a foot in the corner, and DRS should be open. I see here in front, just yes, Steven was
Alex.
fast.
Yeah, Alex was. Yeah, he did overtake Steven at the end of the straight, the braking zone.
So yeah, so between Alex and Steven and Lendl that's coming down there, I can see a little bit of lag there on my screen. I don't know if you guys can see that. Maybe it's just me, but yeah, definitely Lendl is catching Steven as well now. Very, very, very quickly. Looking at the previous lap, 3 seconds, almost a 3 second per lap.
One of the UK guys lost it at the back. It's 80. Yeah.
Oh, there we can see he's pushing for position and he's going to attack, go to the inside, overtake from the inside, leaving some space there. That is one thing I can say from the tier 1 guys. They're giving each other a lot of space, a lot of space. So Lendl now chasing down, what do you say, is it Alex?
Yeah, no, he one turn at the back. What you saw.
Say again for me, Jogs.
Yeah, it was Alex, or not 80. 80 lost it there in that one corner.
Okay. I see Steven is trying to get that position back. He's pushing very hard. Obviously on the slipstream, he's going to gain some time behind the slipstream. All depending how he's exiting those corners through crossing the finish line or the start finish line. And then we've got Lendl taking that corner very, 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 very tight. He's chasing down and obviously going to try and see if he can get pit position. Between Jakes and Brandon, I see there's 2 seconds difference between them on the previous lap. Quite a bit of a distance between those two. Oh, there we see at the back, he's even making a bit of a mistake there, catching the cross, but managed to keep it under control. Lendl is still pushing forward, 5 seconds faster than Steven, and then the same time, 6th and 7th, the previous lap was running the same time. So let's see if he can catch up a little bit fast, a little bit quicker. We can have a look there. I see 13. Yeah. Lendl is now pulling away from Steven, definitely.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah,
I must say, yeah. If you check, yeah, Brandon's lap time compared to Christopher, okay, this lap is like 2 seconds slower, but some of his previous lap actually matched Christopher's lap times. So yeah, it's actually a pity he had a mistake or something in the wrong in the early stages of the race.
Yeah, it's a pity he made a mistake. You know what, he could have been up there. Well, he's still up there. He's in 3rd position. With Jakes running, well, he's behind him a couple of seconds, but he's also running a 202. There are a couple of guys running a 202 if you go down that list there. I see Marius done a 204 the previous lap. And then Lendl also doing a 201. Did Lendl. Brandon is sitting now in 3rd position, and he will love to chase down Marius. Marius is 10 seconds away from him. and 10 seconds behind him is Jake's, and then who's in 5th place? Can you please help me there?
Craig. That's Craig.
Is it Craig there in? So he
Yeah.
is like 6 seconds behind Jake's, and then we've got quite a distance between 5th and 6th place. But Lendl is pushing that car very hard. We're sitting with Craig right now, and no one in front of him, no one behind him. So he's got clear air in front of him. He's going to push as hard as he can to try and make up time. Can you think about somebody who have not pitted yet, Jock?
All of them did.
So
But
yeah,
some of them, all of them did, because some of them actually earlier to fix damage, and then the normal pit stops did happen.
Okay, so we're sitting with how many time left on the clock there? Unfortunately, I cannot see. I think it's like 8 or 10 minutes.
8 minutes 40 seconds.
Okay, so it is 8 minutes. So 8 minutes left on this race, and we've got we're sitting with Craig at this specific moment. Brandon there is in 3rd place. He is pushing very, very, very hard.
Again 4 seconds. He's again 4 seconds quicker than Mario, so he's definitely catching Mario. Definitely. Gap is
well, if
now
he's
close, what's 7 seconds, 7.4.
Yeah, if he's gonna push on like that, it's like we said, it's a couple of minutes left, 8 or 7 minutes right now. So if he's gonna keep on pushing like that, not making any mistakes, he can be very quickly on Morris's wing, put Morris under pressure. I see Morris is running a constant 204. The previous lap before that was also a 204.
He's saving tires.
Well, I think Morris have realized that, he's 24 seconds now currently behind 1st place. And I see Steven is pitting there right now. Can we have a look there? Can we see if it's damage or if it's just a normal pit? Oh, yes. Okay, so Steven pitted because he had lost a front wing. Let's gonna see if he's gonna stay in. Oh, now we have lost. Now we've made it for himself so much difficult because didn't know lose only a front wing as well as one front wheel, and he's doing some off-road there in the pits by the looks of it. Back to Brandon we are. So we're looking at the difference now.
Down to 5.
He's down to 5.5, 6 seconds. Brandon is obviously pushing this car very hard. Have you driven this car this amount of laps? What do you think? What is the tires doing? The Jock?
Few. I only done say around about 10 laps. When was it, last night or Tuesday evening? So I can't tell you, but I think that the actually how these guys are pushing at the moment, the tires won't last because Brandon is really gunning at them. He was again say 3 seconds quicker on this previous lap, and the gap is under 5 seconds, 4.5 seconds at the moment. So he can definitely catch. He can definitely catch Marius. And here we see Lendl he did pass Alex, and he's running 6 at the moment.
Yeah, okay, so Lendl passed him. That is a good one. Let's see if Lendl is going to pull away from him. Then again, he's on the backside through a rouge. Like I said, I like to give myself much more gap between. I don't like chasing somebody through a rouge. It doesn't matter which car it is in. And obviously, like, he's got a quick through a rouge, and he's gonna take the inside. He's just gonna brake late, and then there is it. There is it. That was very, very, very close. And so now it's all over again for Lendl. Lendl needs to pass him again. And I don't think it is not impossible, but very careful. You're going to bump someone, you're going to lose a rear wing, you're going to go to the pitch, you're going to lose much more time. So just take it easy behind him, wait for your time, wait for your moment. I think it's very important, Jock, for you to think about the way you overtake and where you overtake. Not putting yourself at risk and the other driver as well. because both of you can lose out very badly.
Yeah, especially these cars that are made out of cardboard. So just the slightest leak and you lose some. So yeah, let me just jump there to Marius and Brandon because they are close to each other.
There's another fight coming this way to Marius' side. Not as close as the one with Lendl, but yeah, I think the gap is closing corner by corner. I don't know if Marius maybe overdrive the car and sitting with a little bit of tires that's worn too much. But the way I know Marius is he is defending his position like I have not seen anybody else defending a position the way Marius can defend. Like you said earlier, normally you are the one who needs doing the defending, but this specific moment in time, Marius needs to defend, and Marius is he knows how to defend his position. Am I right?
Kyk, hy kan druk hanteer. So regtig, he can take pressure. But yeah,
Guys, if you can hear me, I think Morris has actually got a bit of a damage. If you look at his straight line speed, he was only hitting 250 k's an hour on the straight, so he's definitely nursing that car. He seems to picked up damage somewhere.
Oh no, that's good to hear. Welcome back, Ash. Unfortunately, we saw a little bit of things going on, and yeah, there he's going to take one on the outside. See if Marius is going to defend. No, Marius could not defend, and there we go. Unfortunate, very, very unfortunate that one, actually. Very, very unfortunate.
Yeah, what happened there is he got into Brandon's slipstream, and I think he still had the DRS on, and that caused the car to swing around, and that's put him straight into the wall. But unfortunately, that looks like that's the end of the race for Marius, unfortunately. So Brandon up to second position now, followed by Jakes and Craig, doing fantastic in fourth position. He's been going through this race without picking up any penalties, so fantastic drive from him so far. And let's see if he can, if I'm just looking at the times with Craig, okay, he is 13 seconds behind Jakes, but he's actually almost, well, half a second in their previous lap. He was quicker, but on that particular lap, Jakes managed to pull another half a second. So the times are basically matching as the race is going on. But yeah, unfortunate incident there for Marius. He'll be kicking himself. He was nursing that car. I could see on the straights that he wasn't able to get top speed. I think he was hanging around 255, 260 k's an hour, which is about almost 25 k's slower than what you normally would do on that back straight.
Yeah, so actually I saw you racing here, and what happened through the Rouge there? Because I see at one stage you and Steven had a very, very good scrap going on there. I think
I got onto the DRS a little bit too soon, and that caused the back of the car to basically swing out, and I was just a passenger as the car went into the wall. So that happened the first time, and then I did it again 5 laps later, and I thought, well, let me rather come and join you guys in the box. It's much more friendly and safer, yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, no, it was a very interesting race. A lot of positions swapped between first, third, and fourth before the pit started to happen. It was very, very interesting, and it was good to see you and Ash having a good scrap.
Yeah, thanks. It was a great tussle there, but unfortunately I made that silly mistake, and that was pretty much the end of the race again for me. Like we spoke about in the Bravatier, these cars are not easy to drive, and they are very fragile. So just a slight mistake, and that's the end of your race. So we're heading down to the final seconds of the race, and Christopher with a commanding lead of 42 seconds. He's coming through the back section of the track now, through this fast left-hander. And he's heading towards.
If you can just swap to first position there, please, Jock.
He's in first position. I can see he's following Christopher. Christopher coming to the bus stop chicane for the last time this championship. And he's going to take a well-deserved first position and a well-deserved championship. Flat out is what he's saying, and he's definitely proved it this whole season. And then we shoot down to second position. That's Brandon. He's also had a fairly good season, and he's finishing down in second in this race. He's just following a back marker there. He's just taking it easy. He knows he has enough time just to finish this race.
So it's a very, very good tussle between Brandon and Jock. Yeah, you know what, watching these guys driving, giving one another space and, you know, respect each other throughout the championship. That all comes down to a brilliant, brilliant championship.
Absolutely. And there goes Brandon, crosses line and does a little spin for the crowd. And Jakes comes flying up behind him.
Greg also had a very, very good race. You know, it's fourth position, no penalties. So
Yes.
Congratulations to that one there.
Yeah, that just shows you the level of concentration that Craig had to be able to finish his race without any penalties whatsoever. And he started quite far back on the grid and managed to get all the way to fourth. So a fantastic drive there by Craig. And then I see Alex has finished in fifth position. I think Lendl got a time penalty, and that allowed to Alex to claim fifth position. And crossing the line now is Ronaldo, finishing in a well-deserved seventh position.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of guys running this afternoon, and Ronaldo was putting in very, very, very good times. Actually surprised to see him in this position.
Well, there you have it. Christopher in first position, followed by Brandon in second, Jakes in third, Craig in fourth. And in fifth position, we got Alex, the international representative here, followed by Lendl, then Ronaldo, Tabasco Troy, other international, Scottish international representative. It's Ross. And then in 10th position, we have Stephen. And if we could just scroll down, we got Gavin in 11th position and a retiree, Soldash, in 12th position.
Very, very good race. Congratulations to these drivers. And is there something you want to say about the sponsors there, Ash?
I'd just like to say thank you to all our sponsors, VX Gaming, Deliver My Parcel, and NASCOM Executive RT for all your support through this and your support through this championship. And if you guys want to go check out you'll find out a little bit more about them, please visit our Facebook page and you can get all the details there. Right, so we just wait for the drivers to come into the lobby so we can give the final interview. Thea, thank you so much to you and Jock for stepping in tonight and assisting us with the commentary. We sincerely appreciate all that you've done for us. And to Dylan, if you're watching, thank you very much for the season, and sorry you couldn't make it tonight. I hope you get well soon. We definitely need you in the commentary box.
No, I definitely agree, and thank you for that, Ash. And I see Christopher is here, Jake is here, and Brandon is here.
Can you put that a bit softer, lad?
Appreciate all that you've done for us, and to Dylan, if you're watching, guys, can you put that softer?
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to.
Right, let's start off with Jake's. Jake's interesting race there. Can you tell us a little bit more how it went?
Yeah, actually, surprisingly, very good for me. I didn't think that I would be able to get a podium because I know the guys in front of me. Yes, there's a lot of guys that's a lot faster than me, but I had a lot of luck on my side. About 3 laps before the end of the race, Marius unfortunately had a off and had some damage, and that's how I got to get my 3rd place here. I just kept it on the road, and luck was on my side, and that is how I ended the race.
Well done on your podium position there, Jakes. And
Thanks a lot.
I'm just going to look at the championship. You were 5th. I'm not sure where that puts you now, but congratulations on your championship. Then over
Thank
to
you
you,
very much,
Brandon.
guys.
Brandon,
Yeah.
you were behind Marius, and I don't know if you noticed that he seemed to be suffering from some sort of damage, but you were lucky enough to get past and a well-deserved 2nd position. Can you tell us about your race?
Yeah, thanks, man. It wasn't that easy either. I got a decent start, and then around turn 2 or 3, I spun, and I found myself in 10th place after 30 seconds of the race again. And then just kept it steady and kept going, and yeah, saw everyone else crashing and making mistakes. And towards the end of the race, I was catching Marius, and I think he hit one of those little green cones in the inside that slowed his car down a bit. And yeah, just managed to get around him. But then in the second last lap, I drove into the back of Steven, and then I got big damage myself. So that's why Jakes was catching me towards the end there. I think one more lap and he would have passed me as well. But yeah, it was good fun. The whole season was fun. I think there's been a lot of different guys on the podium, except for 1st place. No one else has been there besides Chris, which is well deserved. He's just incredible. Well done, man. And thank you guys. Thanks, everyone.
Well done, Brandon. And well done on your 2nd place in the championship.
Thank you.
And Christopher, another fantastic win from you. Tell us how you feel after that fantastic race.
Firstly, I just want to say thanks to everyone that's joined and raced this season, and big thanks to the organizers, Dylan and Ash. I know you were heavily involved as well this season. Probably forgetting a couple of guys as well, but yeah, big thanks to you guys for setting everything up. SARCO themselves, it's absolutely awesome to race with you guys. We've had some brilliant racing throughout the season, and yeah, just one of those tracks that I really enjoy, and just kept focused, and yeah, just kept putting in the laps. That was it, huh?
Well, thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody who participated this championship, and well done to Christopher once again. And we hope to see you in the next championship to come. So from us all at SARCO Racing, thank you very, very much for watching. In the words of Dylan, we'll see you, yo's.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Well done, Jake.
Cheers, Christopher. Nice race.
Yeah, man. I'll talk to you now.
Thanks, yo.